Hello, how are you? This is Hina from Team Wallet, and in today's video, we're going to talk about the last post-colonial theorist in our list of post-colonial theorists. Who are these? Today, I'm going to talk about the one in blue. She is Gayatri Spivak, who spoke about the subaltern. Can the subaltern speak? Subaltern means marginalized. Subaltern means colonized. Okay, first meet Spivak. Let me talk about her. She's aged 84, born in the year 1942. Spivak is one of the leading figures in post-colonial theory, feminism, and deconstruction. Okay. Spivak's most influential essay is called Can the Subaltern Speak? Spivak is known for introducing Jacques Derrida's deconstruction to the English-speaking world through her translation of Derrida's De la Grammatologie. So, who translated De la Grammatologie from French to English? Who introduced deconstruction to the English-speaking world with this translation? She's Spivak. Okay, today we're going to talk about her completely. Spivak's work focuses mainly on representation, marginalization, gender, voices of the oppressed groups in colonial and post-colonial societies. Talk about the influence on Spivak. It was Marxism, feminism, deconstruction, post-colonial theory. Spivak examines how dominant systems silence marginalized people. How dominant systems silence marginalized people or silence the subaltern. Important terms you need to know when you talk about her. Gayatri calls herself practical Marxist feminist deconstructionist. This has been asked in the exam. Which post-colonial theorist is a Marxist feminist deconstructionist? She is Gayatri Chakravarti Spivak. Why? She describes her theory to be a combination of all this. She studies exploitation and class equality through Marxism. She studies gender oppression through feminism. She studies problems of representation and meaning through deconstruction. So this term is very important when we're talking about Gayatri. And another term that you have to connect with Gayatri always is the subaltern, the subaltern, the subaltern. This term was actually borrowed by Antonio Gramsci. Subaltern refers to the marginalized groups who are socially excluded from power, who are politically excluded from power, economically taken away from power. They are the subaltern people. And this group lacks proper representation that Gayatri talks of. This group lacks access to dominant institutions. Okay? Okay? Can we move on? Now talk about her essay, Can the Subaltern Speak? Can it? Can it? Let's read to know. Published in the year 1988. Actually, there were multiple publications of this essay from what I saw. 1988 is the recognized one. All are recognized, but then, yeah, officially it's written 1988. In this essay, Spivak argues that the subaltern cannot truly speak within the colonial and the elite system. No, the subaltern cannot speak. Why? Because their voices are either ignored or misrepresented or spoken for by others. And when these subaltern try to or attempt also to express themselves, dominant structures of power and knowledge reinterpret their voices. They try to silence them or reinterpret what these marginalized people want to say. Within subaltern also, Spivak particularly focuses on subaltern women. Why? Because she says that these women suffer double oppression. One, of course, of colonialism, other of patriarchy. You understood? That's a double oppression a subaltern women face. Therefore, Gayatri focuses more on the subaltern women. One example that she gives when she discusses colonialism is around the practice of sati. When a widowed woman was asked to burn herself in her husband's funeral pyre. Because, this sati, both British colonial authorities and Indian patriarchal society or the men spoke on behalf of the Indian women saying that it is right, you have to die because your husband is dead. rather than allowing herself to express herself or to represent herself. That's a great example of subaltern women who are represented by someone else, who are spoken of by someone else. Talk of the term representation, very important when we talk of Gayatri. A major concern in Spivak's theory is the problem of representation. She questions who has the authority to represent marginalized people? Who has it? She says, whether intellectuals are genuinely speaking for the oppressed without distorting or changing their voices. She challenges that. There are intellectuals who are working for the marginalized people, but are they really speaking for them, or are they also trying to distort their voices? So this problem of representation is a major concern, according to Gayatri. Next term connected to Gayatri is strategic essentialism. She introduced this concept of strategic essentialism, which means marginalized groups may temporarily unite. The marginalized groups, they unite under a shared authority. Why? For a shared purpose, political or social action. For their betterment, they can unite together. Although their identities within this unification are immensely diverse. Internally, they are diverse, but they come together so that they can talk together as a group. Strategic essentialism. Strategically, they unite, this subaltern. And she later became critical that how this term of hers was overused. But this term, strategic essentialism, nonetheless, remains an important concept when we talk of post-colonial studies and Gayatri together. Easy? Now, next term connected to Gayatri's theory is deconstructive intervention. Gayatri was influenced by Jacques Derrida's work of grammatology, and that's how she applies deconstruction to post-colonial and feminist theory. How? She questions traditional Western interpretations of history. She shows how these historical interpretations are often male-centered, imperialist, and biased. So she applied deconstruction to post-colonial theory and feminist theory. Okay? Next is critique of the native informant. What does that mean? What is native informant? Spivak argues that Western scholars and colonial systems often use native voices only to support Western ideas and assumptions. And because of this, real experiences and histories of the marginalized people are ignored. Who is the native informant? Who tells our culture was like that? The Western scholars and the colonial systems. But in saying so, they actually ignore the voices of the marginalized people. So Gayatri criticized this native informant in her theory. Okay? Easy. The terms look difficult, but when you read about them, they're like super duper easy, right? Come to the key books by Gayatri Chakravarti Spivak. Please, it's a list. Just listen to their names easily. Of Grammatology that she translated in the year 1976. Next work is In Other Worlds, Essays in Cultural Politics, published in 1987. Next is Outside in the Teaching Machine, that was published in 1993. Next work is A Critique of Post-Colonial Reason Towards a History of the Vanishing Present, published in 1999. Another important work by Spivak is Death of a Discipline, published in 2003. And next is An Aesthetic Education in the Era of Globalization, that was published in 2012. Okay? Nice. With this, we are done. In 3 videos, I have covered all the important post-colonial theorists. Kindly watch these videos and have a great time. This is Hina from Team Wallach. Take very good care of yourself. Bye-bye.